Hello, Megan.
Hello, Michelle.
Welcome to the Spicy Brain Podcast, where we are navigating neurodiversity with curiosity, joy, and
radical acceptance. High kick. I'm trying it a little slower because I know that the microphone sometimes cuts it off. So I'm trying to see if I do it slower, maybe it'll pick it up.
Well, okay, first of all, welcome to anyone who is new, by the way. This is going to be a little short one. And those of you who are returning, usually we're covering a book, and we are actually, there is a whole series we're doing, but this week,
yes,
it's kind of different.
Right? Different, yeah.
Yeah, so usually we kind of dig into something around the neurospicy topics. Right now we've been doing a whole thing on parenting, and then we dig into Megan's brain or my brain, and then sometimes we have a strategy, but mostly not, we've decided, because we're not experts.
We're just sisters.
Just sisters. So today's going to be a little sister talk because there's a big thing happening, and I think people... anyone who's kind of got a complex brain might appreciate what you're having to do right now. So I thought we could dig in a little bit to the move. You are moving. The move.
It's happening.
Yeah. It's happening.
It'll be...
So what's going on?
Well, here's the thing. When this airs, it'll probably have been over a week, maybe a week and a half since I actually did the move. But for me right now, as we are recording this, we will be moving to a temporary lodging facility, which we call TLF, because, everything's acronymed in the military.
And that's like a motel or a
it's the
hotel
Navy
kind of
Lodge,
Oh, the Navy Lodge.
The Navy Lodge. Okay. So we'll be moving there starting Monday.
Is there a big fire pit? I feel like a lodge would have a fire pit or something.
I mean, you'd think it would. I have no idea. It resides in our neighborhood. So but I've never actually gone in. So I have no idea. I could go scope it out. I probably should go scope it out today. Kind of get a sense of what's going to be there. But no, I don't feel like it's going to be. I think it's just going to be like your Motel 6. Okay. Just with Navy paraphernalia, dropped around.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're doing that. And
so wait, let me just take a step back. So you tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. Are
tomorrow. Oh my God. Yes.
But you and your husband, Brian, are leaving the home you've been in for the last 2 years, 3 years?
2 years. Yeah.
2 years. And that's kind of normal. Military, 2 to 3 years. You kind of move all the time.
Yeah.
But you're taking 2 pugs and a cat. You're taking
a 14-year-old
Daisy, Harold,
and
a 14-year-old cat named Lane.
Yes.
To the temporary lodging.
Correct.
The motel.
Yeah. And so I want to get myself set. I want to get us all set up. Because it would have been one thing if we didn't have the cat. I probably could have asked our neighbors to take care of the dogs for us while we were, moving, and we could have stayed in here. But I was like, no, the cat. He's just so new to us, and he's just had so much stress going on. He was living at the Humane Society for 8 months before he got to us. So I want him to be under as little stress as possible. I mean, it's already going to be stressful enough, but having boxes and people and running out in and out, hearing the where you stretch out the tape, that's gonna just be awful. So we're moving on Monday, and I'm grabbing all of our the stuff we're gonna need for that lodging time, and then Tuesday morning the movers are gonna come and pack us up and start that whole pack up process.
Okay. And for those of you who don't know, the military is really good at this, but also bad sometimes, depending on who they have. They're not always careful.
Correct.
Depending on, although when I lived in Japan and they moved us, those Japanese packers, let me tell you.
Well, it's the Japanese.
They completely took every single little painting that I had done while I was there, and they gently wrapped it, and nothing broke. They were so good. But anyway, that's not usually what happens for you.
No, I mean,
so you kind of have to be there to rain hard on it a little bit.
Yeah, they bid out to the lowest bidder. So, these people are not making very good money. And we try to give them food, but they still just don't care. So they're just like, whatever. So we do have an entire, our little teen cove. You know, you have a teen cave, Michelle, for Josh. We have a teen cove, which is basically it was a closet that was turned into a little teen cove. So we put the door back on that, and I just turned that into like the temporary moving stuff that I don't want the military to move, because I'm like, I don't trust that they're going to actually move it properly.
Okay.
So
things you don't want to break, or things you want to have access to right away when you get to the new place, because it's just down the road. You're not moving far.
Yeah, I'm moving like maybe 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
But it's still far enough that like they might not be able to show up the same day that they pick up, and they may not be able to deliver the same day. So it might be a whole weekend. So then all of our stuff is in the storage over the weekend. And so, you know, there's a lot of unknowns. And so you have to kind of just prepare for like all the unknowns. And I'm doing that.
Okay.
So yeah, we turn this little space into it. So what military people get used to is like, they'll just have painter's tape on a door or on an area, and they'll like write, "Do not pack." So then the movers know not to pack that area, and that's fine. So, so then it's all happening tomorrow. And I have a list that is a very long list of a lot of stuff that I couldn't really take care of until today and tomorrow. We've already taken care of like a ton of stuff. Like we just took down our little tent that we had outside and, you know, got all the furniture in, because we have to like, you know, everything here has spiders in it. So you have to like get them into like and it also supposed to rain tonight, potentially.
Of course.
So, you know, and they don't want to take anything that's wet, because then it'll potentially contaminate everything. So I'm like, okay, just try to. So we've had a lot of
breathe.
And I've taken everything off the walls, and you know, just been doing a lot of different stuff. I packed all my nail polishes, because I was like, they're not going to pack them well. So we just spent time doing that the other night, watching the Lincoln Lawyer.
So I've never seen you like calm during a move.
Right. I'm usually
anyway, like my experience. Right. Is you like panicking and having, and I'm saying this in a loving way, but this was my observation of you, is that you would just have like a meltdown at some point.
Yep.
There would be a lot of tears or just quick
holding
quits.
of the breath. Oh yeah, quick quits like galore.
And I don't think that has happened as much from what I mean, I'm not there.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I'm curious,
and
like, because for somebody who's neurospicy going through a move when you don't have as much executive functioning capabilities, this is all executive functioning, I think.
Oh yeah.
Right? So why is that your perception, that it's gone better this time, or
100%? 100%.
Okay. So how is that possible?
I think that it's that possible. Can we reframe that for just a second? That like, it was always possible, Michelle. It might have taken me a little bit longer to figure out how it was going to be possible.
I'm sorry. You're right. No, but how has that transpired? What have you done? What's been different?
I mean, honestly, like, this podcast has been, I think, a huge boost to my confidence and my morale and my self-esteem and all of those things. And I don't know, like, this time around, like, I just tried different stuff. Like, I got curious about what I might need. And it's also been, I think too, like, this one was also a bit different because Brian is getting out of the military. So he's retiring. So there's like this giant laundry list of things that he has to do. So in a weird way, it like forced me to get really, really organized-ish. As organized as an ADHD brain can get. It got me to that point. Because
so I think you've used some tools that have helped you with that.
Well, what I was going to say is that, like,
Yeah.
Brian and I both, it's like when we're sick, you guys, what we tend to do is we say, if we're both sick, we say, okay, we literally have a thermometer and whoever has the highest temperature gets to stay in bed. That's the only way we decide who has to take care of each other. So for me, I was like, when it comes to this, like when it comes to the ADHD of all of this, like, because this whole move is nothing but ADHD nightmare. Executive functioning. And I'm like, who's got the higher temperature right now? And it's totally him.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
retiring.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta step up my game, guys. Like, if we're gonna get through this, mom left. Like, mom was here for a little while, which really did help actually. And then she goes. She's like, oh, I gotta get back to Arizona. Fine, mom. Thanks. No, actually, thank you for coming. The time you did help, because it did help. But I mean, I had to put up two giant 8x4 whiteboards. On my wall. And so one whiteboard is just dedicated to like all of the random things that we had to write down that were like, I don't know where this stuff is, but like we've just been getting all these like little things like we have to get done. And I'm looking at it right now and like I realized that some of it we actually didn't even need, but others of it I'm like, oh yeah, we got to do that. And then like it didn't occur to me. I'm like, oh, that's right. We have to go to JAG, which is like the judicial branch. We need to go to them because like before he retires, we get free wills and advance directives. I'm like, we need to update our wills before we leave. Because because once March 1 hits, we got to pay for it now. I'm like, we got to do, why wasn't that on the list? So
you're writing that down right now as it's on your list. Okay, can I tell you what I've observed? And then you can tell me if you think this is true. I think you figured out who could help. So like your neighbor.
True.
You really like, you got help for things that you thought were going to be extra difficult. And you also framed it for her, like, hey, this is what happens when I'm in this situation. You were able to articulate, this is likely going to happen. I'm going to get overloaded. This is what this looks like. And she was able to like help you with that. I also observed you having the strategy of lists and writing things down more, which I thought is interesting. But the number one thing I think that changed is you have not been expending energy beating yourself up. Like, because that would take a lot of energy of you getting frustrated with yourself and saying like, oh, it should be this way, or I should have already done this, or and it's like, it feels to me that maybe I'm wrong and maybe but it feels like a lot less energy going towards the shoulds.
Yeah, I mean, the number of times I've quit in this is 0.
Wow.
Is that possible?
I mean, it is possible. It's surprising a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if you were gonna quit, this would be the time.
This would be.
Right.
I've had moments where like I have to walk away for a few minutes, but I end up always coming back and not like just shutting down completely. Because I think like inherently when I do quit, I do shit all over myself afterwards. I'm like, I did that. Like, it's shameful somehow to me. And I thought that like that would happen when the neighbor came over to help me with the garage. But then since I like, and that's why I wanted her to know like, hey, this could happen. I just want to be upfront. And she was lovely and it didn't end up happening. And I was able to like in real time be able to say, hey, I could feel there's like almost like an aura that happens. Like, when we talk about like migraines, people get these auras that they kind of know that the migraine's about to come. Like I can feel inside me that my quit is about to happen. Like where I just start to get really overwhelmed and like I can feel my brain going a mile a minute. And it's just like, there's something that happens internally, like where like all of my cells feel like they're moving really quickly. And it's very overwhelming and uncomfortable. And I felt myself in real time that was about to happen. And so just as we walked closer towards my workbench, and so I was able to stop and say, hey, just a heads up, this is what I was telling you about. Like, we're about to go into that territory I had told you about prior. And I think that was really helpful because she took a second to ask me some good questions, and then we took a second to have some food, like a little snack, and like just gave me a second to like just process that it was about to happen, kind of talking through a few things, stepping away for a bit, and then coming back. And it was difficult, but it wasn't as difficult as it's like, I was like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to do this. You know, like, remember, like, I mean, I don't know why it just popped in my head, like when you were in labor and you're like, it was like, you know, it's really fucking hard. Like, it's really, really, it's all these things. And, and then it's like, there was a moment where you're like, okay, I'm ready. And then like, it was just like, it was beautiful after that.
And then it was just 12 hours of beauty.
12 hours of pure beauty, of just pure unadulterated gorgeousness.
But it was a very, I mean, other than the fact that we had to go to the hospital because Josh's heart rate went down, all the way up until that point, it was very easy. I mean, not easy, but it was something my body knew how to do. And I trusted in my body that it could do it.
You trusted in
I remember
yourself.
That for sure. Yeah, for
so
sure.
Like,
and it was,
I feel like that's what happened. It's like, I started trusting in myself with this process. Like, I see this long list of things I have to do, and I'm not at all worried that I'm not going to get it done. I trust myself that it will get done. And also, I think for me, being someone who's had chronic pain for 30 plus years, that's also changed a lot. And so I actually am able to withstand a lot more, and I'm having a lot more energy and endurance than I ever had before.
Yeah.
And even my physical therapist, and she's second week in a row that she's making an appearance
on this podcast.
On this podcast. Like, I went and saw her on Friday, and she was like, oh my God, wait, the move's happening when? And so we're talking about it, and she says, Megan, do you realize how big of a deal this is? Like, you've been just you just moved all of the items out of because I was telling her I was a little sore. And she's like, Megan, you moved all of the items out of your patio into the garage by yourself, and you didn't throw out your back?
It's amazing.
I was like, yeah, I didn't do that. She's like, Megan, that's incredible. Like, I was like, I didn't come in, you know, walking like an 80-year-old. Oh my gosh. And she's like, I know, it's so big. So, you know, there is like part of it where it's like just all of these things that I've been working towards are finally kind of cascading. Remember, was it like the other day, like when we were talking and you're like, Megan, are you, dare I say, happy? And I was like, am I? Is this what happiness feels like?
Well, I was telling you that Taryn had noticed it listening to the podcast. She's like, she sounds happy. And I was like, I know, it's cool. It's cool.
Well, I made the decision to live here. That was what I've always wanted.
I always wanted to be in Monterey.
Brian doesn't really like, he's not like, there's a place I have to be. He's like, I just want to be with you. So it was kind of a no-brainer. He's like, if you want to be here, he's like, it's gorgeous here. He's like, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna be upset being here.
Yeah.
But if this is where you want to be, let's be there, you know? And so I just like said, this is what we're going to do. And I'm banking on myself now. And I'm like, hey, like, let's get this business going. And like, let's, really work towards that. And like, it's just really, it's such a different place. And you're right. Like, this move has not been stressful at all. Like, I know it will get done. Even if all the things that I do on here, I don't even understand how I did this, but like, I knew that there was like certain tasks that had to get done before a certain day. And that if any, like all the other tasks I have on here literally could be done while they're moving, like while the movers are here. Cause like the movers can't move the tent without me taking it apart. Okay. So I did that. Right. But like installing doors and like changing out like the cat, like the, things like that I set up, that I can tell them don't move this stuff. And then I can do that next week at any time if I need to. So, but like I was able to somehow prioritize things.
What?
I've also been not on my phone and technology as much. I've been very deliberate about that recently. And my God, how much time I have when I'm not on my phone.
Amazing.
And my God, how easy it is to like just get sucked back in purely by accident. And like I finally just like on my iPad and on my phone, I got rid of every puzzle game possible. Yeah. So I have this one that I love. It's called I love Hue, Hue. And it's all these colors that you like, then you put them into, you like arrange them into like a spectrum that's like a rainbow spectrum. And it's just so satisfying and like calming. But I realize like I'll sit there and I'll do it for like hours and just not even realize like I'm going to the next, like it's just like they just keeps you going and going and going. And so I finally just took those off my phone and my iPad. And the number of times the last 3 days since I took it off that I've reached for my phone to go do it and it's not there. And I'm like, oh, it would be really fun to do it right now. And then I put my phone down. I'm like, no, we're doing something else. Or like I put the iPad down. I'm like, oh, we're doing something else. That's right. But if they had been there, I would not have had the self discipline regulation to be able to not like it. Just it's unbelievable. So
yeah, and it's interesting because we did a series of podcasts about different types of tasks, and that's like what they would consider a blue task, where it's like it's really good till it's not. It's really fun and enjoyable until you're like, oh my gosh, now my hair is on fire because I have to do all these things for the move or whatever. So how good that you like gave yourself that kind of challenge, I guess, in a way, right? To like give yourself that time back.
Well, I've been just feeling, my brain has been not feeling right for a while now. Like it started with my eyes. Like my eyes just have not been enjoying looking at the phone. Like if I look at my phone for more than about 5 minutes, then like I have trouble with whatever the muscle is that makes the accommodation where you like can look farsighted to nearsighted. That muscle gets spasmed or like it's stressed out. And so then I can't look far. Like nothing will actually clarify. Focus? So like things get, nothing focuses. So I've been using my iPad more, and that was sort of like a good stopgap. But then I just started using my iPad more, and like all the games came on the iPad. But then I noticed like this woman I was listening to, she said it's called popcorn brain. She's like, there's nothing actually bursting in your head, but it feels like these little bits of popcorn are like boop, 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 like popping all over your skull. And it does, like, it's like whatever neurotransmitting, whatever things are happening in the brain, it feels like it's electric. And, but it's not been enjoyable. Like it's been frantic probably the last couple of months. And it's been, it just, I don't know. It's like that blue task. Like when you're in the blue task and it feels great. And then like, you just realize that you've been in a blue task for way too long. And you're just like, it doesn't feel great anymore. It doesn't feel great anymore. Yeah. Even though like I can't stop. Like that's the other thing. It's like I can't stop doing it and it doesn't feel good. So I've just been really trying to understand what that was. And a lot of it is just like the short form content now. And the fact that like these games just like continue to make you go and go and go. Even your like your mail does it. Like there's just all these different things that like try to keep you on your phone more and more and more, on technology, on the screen. And I just, it's not, my brain is just like, sorry, I'm done.
Yeah. Just need a break from it. That's so interesting. I got on, there was something, Josh introduced me to some game, and I remember getting on it, and we were waiting at the airport, right? And so it was like, I don't know, we had some very long layover, like 4 hours, and it went by like that. But I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, and then when we got to DC, it was last year, I would find myself wanting to play it more. And so then I was on it, and I had to delete it because Josh was like, are you on that again? And I'm like, oh my gosh, because it was a lot like Tetris, and I loved Tetris as a kid. And so he was laughing at me because he thought it was so funny that it's a like retro game that I was into. But it really was easy to just go down that rabbit hole. And I'm thinking, gosh, all my freshmen, students that are starting college, and how easy it would be, just no one's there to stop you, right? Like your parents aren't there anymore to stop you.
Yep.
and you might just never go to bed for 3 days.
I mean, that's what they say freshman year is, right? Like, it's like you get the freshman 15 and, it's all about the lessons that you're going to learn that first year.
But when I was a freshman, we didn't have that phone thing, right? No. I mean, there were different things you could get addicted to, but it just really
not as readily available and in your pocket at all times. Like, you don't have heroin in your pocket at all times.
Yeah. So I'm so curious when we come back. I think we need another little touch base to find out how the move actually went. Yeah.
I love it. Oh, by the way, Michelle, while I was like working on my memorabilia on Twitch, you guys, like during my streams, I stream on Twitch, and then I've been like working on my memories so that I can like get it done, because that's something I've always wanted to do, but I've just never done it. When I was on there, I found a picture of me doing a puzzle in Avila Beach. And you are on the couch playing your Game Boy. I have to take a picture of this, and I've sent it to Josh, and he is just going to laugh hysterically. I'm like, see? She understands.
I do. It's funny because I think we had the beginnings of that, because I'm about 7 years older than you. So like 6.5, 7.5, one of those.
7.5.
Because we are born on each other's half birthdays.
Half birthday.
But I do feel like my generation was lucky in that the game sort of ended.
Yeah.
Like you had to say, and then the batteries went out eventually and all the things,
yes.
right? Like it wasn't easy to keep going with it. And then there was only one device. So then somebody else wanted it. So there's a lot of things that stopped you from being able to keep going with it.
Yep.
And I just feel like I feel for this generation, for everybody, right? Not just this generation, but anybody, because it's a lot harder to stop yourself.
That's why, like, I'm getting back into analog crafting.
Yeah.
Like, I've got that crochet that I'm working on for Mom of the 3 kittens looking
through
the window saying, "Are you pooping?" Oh yeah, did I tell you this?
No.
It's the best. It's 3 cats looking like straight into the camera, basically, and it says, "Are you pooping?" And I'm making it for Mom because I'm gonna frame it and put it in her bathroom.
Oh gosh, is it cross stitch or is it?
Yeah, it's
crochet?
Cross stitch. Sorry, it's cross stitch.
Okay.
But like,
I was like, how are you crocheting that? I'm sorry.
Very carefully. But like with this one, it's so funny because like you're working on it, and eventually like the string runs out. So if you have to like take time to actually like separate the string, you know, or the lighting. Like if you don't have enough light at night, like you have to stop at some point, or your hand hurts. So it's like there's all these things that kind of help you to like you could do it for some time, but not do it all night long. So
right. There's a natural stopping point to it.
Yeah,
and there's not I don't know. There's nothing. What I realized too is some of these games, like it buzzes you. Like if you don't turn off things, it'll buzz and it keeps you engaged in different ways. I don't know. The whole thing is just fascinating what they've learned about how to keep your brain engaged in something. So I love this idea of like letting that app go.
Yeah. And I genuinely believe, I don't know if I've talked to you about this on this podcast, but there was that game called, Royal Match or Royal King, whatever it was, like where there's a king, and like and it's free, and it's like I'm like, why is this free? And I realized I think that they are genuinely trying to figure out what incentives can they use to keep us going, because I watch it and I'm like, they know exactly, like, you're just about to run out of coins. Well, hey, I'm going to give you this like little booster pack, and I'm going to do that. And like, I felt myself just like staying on it for such a long time. And I was like, this has to be the first one to go. And I never actually did, but I stopped playing it. But I did erase it with all the other apps because I was like, this is wild. And they know exactly. They know like these timings, and they know. They know more about us than we know.
Oh yeah. I wish they would tell us.
And I finally realized, Michelle, I think that it's like, I know that like the phone can listen to you, right? So, guys, if you have YouTube or Facebook or any of those things, if you give it access to your microphone, it actually will listen to you. Like it'll just have it on and it listens, just around. But I turned off all those things, and like I finally realized that like, oh, if I have a Gmail account, it doesn't matter if I have a microphone because they have everything that I'm getting in. So like, I just bought this like really freaking expensive dog medicine for all the animals. And I've never gotten an advertisement on YouTube for it. But as soon as I purchased it, like literally, and like the next time I turned on my YouTube, the first ad was for that. And I was like, it's Gmail.
All connected.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
I don't know how this has to do anything with my move, but it's what I've been learning this week.
Well, because you're taking time to kind of consider what you're consuming. That's true, giving you time to actually have your time to move and think about things and put yourself in the best scenario. It's cool. It's really fun to watch.
Thank you for bringing it back around for me, Michelle. Closing the loop. I appreciate it.
I love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to the Spicy Brain Podcast, brought to you by Spicy Brain Studios. This week was our little amuse-bouche episode because life is, ever lifing over here. And sometimes you just gotta show up as you are. As for next week, well, we don't have a grand planned. And honestly, that feels very on brand, doesn't it, Michelle?
Sure does.
We'll keep you posted on what's coming next week. And let's accept ADHD as it is. So make sure to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast app. And if you're enjoying the show, guys, really leaving us a message or a review can really help other neurospicy folks find their way here too. But until then, here is to a great end of the week. And remember to stay curious,
joyful,
with a whole lot of radical acceptance. High kick.